Chapter 2. 10 Places Where Money Hides. Many people look, but only few people see. Back when the telegraph was the fastest method of long-distance communication, a young man applied for a job as a Morse code operator. Responding to an ad in the newspaper, he went to the office address that was listed. When he arrived, he entered a large, busy office filled with clatter, including the sound of the telegraph in the background. A sign on the receptionist's counter instructed job applicants to fill out a form and wait until they were summoned to enter the inner office. The young man filled out his form and sat down with the 7 other applicants in the waiting area. After a few minutes, the young man stood up, crossed the room to the door of the inner office, and walked right in. Naturally, the other applicants perked up, wondering what was going on. They muttered among themselves that they hadn't heard any summon yet. They assumed that the young man who went into the office made a mistake and would be disqualified. Within a few minutes, however, the employer emerged the young man out of the office and said to the other applicants, "Gentlemen, thank you very much for coming, but the job has just been filled." The other applicants began grumbling to each other, and one spoke up saying, "Wait a minute, I don't understand. He was the last to come in, and we never even got a chance to be interviewed. Yet he got the job. That's not fair." The employer said, "I'm sorry, but the last several minutes while you've been sitting here, the telegraph has been ticking out the following message in Morse code. If you understand this message, then come right in. The job is yours." None of you heard it or understood it. This young man did. The job is his. We are so busy living in a world that is full of noise and clatter, like that office. People are distracted and unable to hear the still, small voice and inspirations. The above story is from another email forwarded to me some time ago, and it's a good way to start this chapter. With all the things I have shared with you so far, especially in the last chapter, I believe you are now better informed to realize that whatever you need can be yours if only you know where to look and what to do. For decades, I have heard people complaining of not having money and not being able to find money to do what needs to be done. One will then want to ask, where is money hiding? I have discovered 10 places where money is hiding, and as we explore them one by one, I want you to be very sensitive and reflective, because I have seen many people become financially free just by this discovery. 1. Money hides in people. Today, we have over 7 billion people on the earth, and I can tell you clearly that just like the spider is loaded with webs within it, money hides in people and will easily flow from them to you if only you have something to exchange for it or solve a problem for them. Money will always flow in the direction of value. All the people around you have money, but cannot give it to you except you have something of value to make them release it. This fact became more real to me in March 2009. I was in my hotel room in London, and it was during what was then called the peak of recession, and the late Michael Jackson had announced his proposed This Is It concert that was to run for months. Due to the demand for the tickets as a result of the media hype and the announcement that it will be his final concert ever, the shows were increased to 50 shows over a period of months. The venue was to be in 20,000-seat O2 Arena, which means they expected 1 million people in 50 shows. Guess what? People came from all over the world, and some even stayed at the O2 Arena overnight just waiting for the ticket sales to open at the office and online. At £70 per ticket, £70 million came in from the ticket sales to people. The concert was still months away, and the world was supposed to be in recession, but £70 million still came out of people. Michael Jackson unfortunately passed on before the concert could start, but you get the message. There are millions hiding in people that can also flow to you if you create value to draw it out. 2. Money hides in problems. Money hides in problems, and every problem you see is money in disguise. Instead of complaining about problem, every reader should start thinking solution, because seeing a need and meeting it, or seeing a problem and solving it, is what draws money out of problems. Look around you. Every problem you see, every need you see around is a potential money spinner for you. One man's problem is another man's opportunity. The food seller makes money from your hunger problem. The clothes seller makes money from your nakedness or fashion problem. The teacher or school makes money from your ignorance problem. The doctor makes money from your health problem. The lawyer makes money from your crisis problem. The transporter makes money from your mobility problem. The landlord makes money from your shelter problem. The list goes on, but you get the message. Stop complaining about problems and start solving them. Make a list of problems and needs that exist in your environment and start picking the ones you can solve, and money will flow. People have made money from problems for generations till date just by solving general problems like the basic needs of man, food, shelter, clothing, transportation, etc., to unique problems in different sectors, nations, and lives. From birth to death, there is money in every problem, and it's time to start making money. Can you imagine yourself finding the cure to HIV, AIDS, cancer, etc., and remaining poor? There are countless problems to solve locally, nationally, and globally, and there are billions to be made. Get to work. 3. Money hides in gifts and talents. There is no single individual on earth that is not gifted or talented in at least one area. The Creator ensured that no one was created empty. As human beings, we are stuffed with potentials, and they are within to sustain us in the journey of life. Your gold is tied to your gift. Your profit is tied to your potential. Your treasure is tied to your talent. As ignorance and inability of many to discover, develop, and deploy their gifts, talents, and potentials have kept them poor for generations, many industries with billions in turnover have been developed around this money hider. All our sportsmen and women, all our musicians, all our actors and actresses, all our comedians, all our public speakers and teachers have all come to validate this fact that money hides in gifts and talents. I have seen people with unique gifts and talents stay in poverty and complain of lacking money, when all they needed was available within them, like the spider and its web. What many people call hobby today is nothing but the Creator's provision for their sustenance. Can you sing? Can you act? Can you cook? Can you make people laugh? Can you write? Can you barb? Can you sew? Can you make hair? Can you drive? Can you talk? Can you hear? Can you see? Can you walk? Can you laugh or smile? Can you move? Can you sit? Can you stand? Can you run? Can you jump? Can you push? Can you carry? Etc. The list of possibilities is endless, and I have seen people make money and become millionaires just by using their gifts, talents, and potentials. And I can tell you, there is nothing as fulfilling as getting paid for doing what you love, what you are passionate about, and what you can do for free. 4. Money hides in opportunities. Opportunities are doorways and ladders to new levels of life, and countless opportunities abound in today's world to make money. Like I said earlier, one man's problem is another man's opportunity, and money hides in opportunity. Many times what people call success or luck is just opportunity meeting with preparation. It is better to be prepared waiting for opportunity than for opportunity to come and meet you unprepared. Due to ignorance of how to identify opportunities, a lot of people have missed making money. I have the privilege of running a group of companies with about 9 subsidiaries, and I can trace almost all of the subsidiaries to an opportunity I saw, realized, or came across, and today each of the business is bringing in her own income. I discovered a secret about opportunity almost 2 decades ago, and it has guided me till date. Since money hides in opportunity, whenever people ask me if I can help with something, I instantly become a middleman between them and the solution, because I see them coming to ask me as an opportunity with potential for money to flow. What does it take to develop yourself or discover contacts to solve people's problem and meet their needs? In today's global village and the internet being the village square, solution is just a click away. 5. Money hides in products and services. Think with me for a while. How much have you spent in the last 12 months? What did you spend the money on? The answer is very clear. You have spent at least 70%, if not 100%, paying for products or services. What this means is that money has flowed out of you to others for products and services. No wonder the word currency is used to describe money, because it is like currents that either flow towards or away from you. Money hides in products and services, and those who have products or offer services keep making money no matter the economic climate, recession or no recession. Are you not paying for food? Are you not paying for transport? Are you not paying for rent? Are you not paying for basic daily, weekly needs? Are you not paying for utilities? From the attachment or wig on your head to the jewelries on your ears, neck, hands, or otherwise, to the body cream and hair cream, to the clothes on your body, to the wristwatches on your wrist, to the shoes on your feet, to the utilities you enjoy like phones, cables, electricity, internet, etc. They are all somebody's products, services, or creation. Their brains did it. Some people are even label or designer freaks that waste money by insisting on buying specific labels or brands for status sake and not necessarily value. You are spending money on someone else's brainchild and label. Where is your brainchild? Where is your own product or services that people can pay you for? You're in school now, and it's time to put on your thinking cap. Money hides in products and services, and the world is waiting for yours. 6. Money hides in ideas. Yesterday's impossibility is today's reality, and today's impossibility is tomorrow's reality. To say that ideas rule the world is no doubt a statement of fact. Countless ideas flow through the human mind on a daily basis, but only those that are captured and acted upon become products or services. There are no creators. There are no innovators. All we have are discoveries and downloads from the creator acted upon for result. When the earth was created, countless things came with it, but until man discovers it, it is non-existent and impossible to man. We did not create the trees, but by ideas and discoveries downloaded from the Creator, we have now used trees to produce all manner of things. Centuries ago, mankind lived without electricity, cars, airplanes, televisions, refrigerators, telephones, etc. Just decades ago, we had no laptops, iPads, cables, television, etc. And years ago, there was no Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, etc. The richest men in our world today are no more hunters, farmers, or industrialists, but ideas people who now make billions from their ideas. Smart work is displacing hard work, and brain power has taken over from muscle power. How many times have ideas crossed your mind and you ignored or procrastinated only to see them done by someone else a while later? It usually ends up with this statement, and it came to my mind. Nobody owns the monopoly of ideas. Anyone who captures and acts on it is credited as the pioneer or inventor. Money hides in ideas. Ideas rule the world, and it is time to make your mark. From eBay to Amazon, from YouTube to Facebook, from laptops to iPads, who knows what next the world will experience? Why can't your name make the list of the inventors of tray products, services, or technology? I have seen all manner of millionaires emerge with ideas, and the world is not in famine of ideas, neither is the creator resigning from downloading ideas into the human mind. but you have to realize that money hides in ideas. Take your ideas seriously and start making money from ideas. 7. Money hides in vision. Where there is a vision, there is provision. And where there is no vision, there is no provision. Provision means towards vision or provide for vision. What this means is that vision attracts provision because money hides in vision. People don't give to nothing or support nothing, but they do give to something. Get a vision, share the vision, and money flows in supports of the vision. A concert promoter has a vision. The artist buys into the vision, and a team is formed, and £70 million flows towards the vision. A nation or territory is flooded or devastated by hurricanes. People created a vision to raise money to help rebuild the nation, and millions flow in response to the vision. Why does your birthday or wedding anniversary come and go without money or gifts coming in for you? The year you decide to celebrate it, people give. It is because you created a vision and gifts and provision flowed. Money hides in vision, and when you have a worthy course or worthy idea to pursue or implement, don't hesitate because money hides there. Instead of begging for money and favors, you'll be amazed at how money can flow out when you come up with a vision. It is time to become a visionary and release the flow. 8. Money hides in work. He that will not work, let him not eat, because no work, no pay. When people hear of work, they get edgy as if work is a negative thing. Work is not a negative thing, and the reason why people feel uneasy about work is because they're locked up in the rat race of life with golden handcuffed, doing a job they don't like for the kind of money they don't like. They are sad on Mondays and glad on Fridays. But if you understand that money hides in work and that there are different kinds of work, hard work, smart work, brain work, muscle work, etc., things will change. Fishes don't struggle to swim. Birds don't struggle to fly, and I can assure you they don't see it as work because they are doing what is natural to them. Take the fish out of the water or put the bird inside water, and they begin to struggle for survival. Most of what people call work today is not work, but struggles and jobs. It is time to move from jobs and struggles to work. You don't struggle to eat except if you are sick. You don't struggle to talk except if you are sick. You don't struggle to walk except if you are sick. You don't struggle to think except if you are sick. In the same vein, work should never be a struggle or a job except you are misplaced and just doing what you find to do for survival and not what you love to do or are created to do. You have only one life to live, and it is too short to spend it struggling. Millionaires and billionaires all over the world sometimes work harder and for more hours than the average person, but to them it is not a struggle because they are doing what they love. They make loads of money from it with a secured future. It is time to start a different kind of work with a different kind of purpose, income, and result instead of struggling for survival and mistaking it for work. Work is good, and the only place where success comes before work is in the dictionary, but hard work still comes before success in the same dictionary. You have to work to succeed, and you should take it more seriously from now on so that money can flow. 9. Money hides in seed. Your future is in your seed, because buried within every seed is great potential for surprising outcomes. Opportunity sometimes disguises as challenge. Treasure sometimes disguises as trash. History sometimes disguises as a common event, and tree sometimes disguises as a seed. You cannot count the number of oranges in a seed, even though you can count the number of seeds in an orange. This is because every seed is potentially an orchard. Out of a liquid sperm seed comes a solid child. Every woman was once a baby girl and once a sperm seed. Every man was once a baby boy and once a sperm seed. Every forest or plantation was once a seed, and though we all know that a tree does not make a forest, yet every forest begins with a tree which starts as a seed. No wonder startup capitals for businesses are sometimes referred to as seed capital. What do you have in your hand? What do you have in your mind? What do you have in your house? See the potential in that dream seed, cash seed, etc., and step out. If you don't step out of the boat, you cannot walk on water, and you never know what you can achieve until you try. If what you have is not enough to do what you want to do, release it as a seed and expect a harvest. You want to start a school but don't have enough, then start offering your services as a seed and volunteer to help others, and harvest will flow. The volunteer principle is a seed principle that many have used to release money. My first major job in life after my graduation was a volunteer job. I offered myself for free, and it later became a paid permanent job before I finally stepped out on my own. 10. Money hides in the Creator. Except you're an atheist, you should know there is a Creator who created the whole world and all the people in it. And if you are a good student of history, you will realize that He created the world in few days, mankind in few minutes or probably hours, and He did not do any of those with money. If He did it then, He can do it now. And since He is not limited by the natural limitations and natural supply, He has a supply source that is supernatural, universal, inexhaustible, inexplicable, and available to all who know how to connect to it. Money hides in the Creator, and if you connect with Him in a covenant relationship, you can have access to this supernatural supply that can never run dry or be affected by any natural inhibitions. Do you know how the water gets into the coconut? Do you know how liquid sperms become solid baby? Do you know what holds atoms together? Do you know the pillars that prevent the sky from falling? Do you know the power that tells the sea where to stop? Do you know what hides the stars and moon until they are needed, etc.? As humankind, we are limited and natural, but the Creator is unlimited and supernatural. If we connect with Him, He can add His super to our natural and give us access to His supernatural supply. Money hides in the Creator. Connect with Him and let it flow. It is time to move on and realize the new rules of money.